Hey guys, welcome back. What can be better than a lemon cake? Well, mini lemon cakes that I can portion control. Otherwise, you know what? There's nothing stopping me from scarfing down the entire cake down by myself. Big, bold lemon flavors packed in these mini cakes enhanced with zesty lemon syrup. Tangy, sweet perfection. Lemon lovers are going to adore this cake. So let's get cooking. Steamed lemon cake, we're going to use eggs to actually aerate the cakes. This is going to be steamed in the oven. But what you do is actually you keep your eggs yolk separate and the white separate, and the white is whisked to nice and frothy and then mixed to a batter. So when you mix it to the batter, it becomes very light, and that's going to be steamed. So what you would get at the end is a very nice light spongy lemon steam cake. To start off, I'm going to first crack in the eggs. Just put the whites in this bowl. Have to be very careful with the whites because in case you do put any yolks in them, they don't really fluff up. I need 2 egg whites, and I'm going to use the yolk to actually make a sauce, a sweet sauce to go with, like a drizzle. There we have. So the 2 yolks separate and the white separate. And now we move on to the cake batter. To make the batter for the steam cake, we first need to put softened butter into the bowl. And then the sugar. And I'm going to whisk that with the electric beater. Just want to make sure that the sugar mixes up with the butter. Add the lemon juice and the 2 yolks which we had separated. The mixture has creamed up quite well. And next goes in this is going to be lemon zest. Oops, I've got a little bit of the egg batter. Now, when you're using a lemon zest, just use the yellow part, and so be very careful when you grate the yellow, the skin. The white is quite bitter, so avoid putting the white one. Just the yellow part is what you need. And when you start grating it, all the lovely oils and the aromas are released. You literally shave off. So you can either just use the grater and rub it over, or you can rub the lemon on top. Either way is fine. But you can see all the the yellowness of the rind. It's all going to go into the cake and flavor it. All the lemon oils are also going to give a very nice flavor to the cake. I'm going to now add in the milk in the mixture because it's a bit thick at the moment. So the milk will thin it down, and then we add in the flour. When you add in the flour, you only add half the amount of flour, not all of it. I have sifted the flour first once to aerate that. I'm going to add a little salt. It brings out the flavors of the dessert, and also baking powder. And instead of the beater, I'm actually going to use my spatula. a lot comfortable with the spatula to mix it. Because once you use a beater on dry flour, it will basically go everywhere. So just mix it together until it becomes nice and smooth. And now with the balanced flour, I'm just going to fold it into the batter. You don't want to overwork the flour into the batter, otherwise it becomes very dense. The batter is still quite thick, but the trick is now going to be the egg white, which we add in this, which is going to be whipped up to frothy, and that will make the batter nice and light. I've got my egg whites, which I'm now going to beat up into very light or soft peaks. The eggs have been whipped up. I'm going to add just a couple of teaspoons of sugar. Normally we add a lot more sugar at this stage, but because the batter already has sugar in it, I'm going to go a bit easy on the sugar content for the meringue. Now always add the sugar when you already whipped up or made your egg whites a bit frothy. It helps the egg whites to beat quite easily. The eggs are done, they're all ready. They're going to go in now, fold it into the batter. Batter back in. Now when you fold in the egg whites into the batter, never add all of the egg whites in one go. Always try and add around 1/3 into the batter and then fold it gently. So I'm just going to add. I'm going to now fold this into the batter. Use the slice and fold method. Don't whisk it up, otherwise all the aeration of the egg is going to be gone. And now for all of the egg white. And gently fold the egg white into the batter to keep it nice and fluffy. The batter is nice and smooth, it is set. Now it's time to fill it up into the bowls. I'm going to use ramekin bowls or the small little ceramic cups for filling up the cake. What I've also done in this is I've actually taken a little bit of oil, or you can take some butter, you can grease your molds with that and then dust it with some sugar. So when you're actually going to bake the cake, it melts off, the sugar sticks around on the edges and gives a very nice flavor to the cake. But the grease or the oil or the butter which you use helps to make it non-stick. So it comes off very easily. So I've got these all ready. You can use a glass bowl if you have, that will also work perfectly well. Then all you do is you now fill these cups with the batter. You're going to fill it till it's almost 3/4 in height. Because they will slightly rise. That is just about okay. The batter is now ready to go inside the oven. I'm going to actually steam it. And for that, I've got a roasting pan or a baking tin with some water in it. So I've got a small quantity of water in it, and all you do is you actually arrange the ramekin bowls inside. Don't add too much water, because if you add too much water, it begins to get heated up and it'll all go inside the cake and make it very moist, and it'll not be nice. This has to be then covered with either cling film or with the roasting foil, the tin foil. It's just to trap the steam inside and help it to steam. This goes into a preheated oven at 200 degrees centigrade or approximately 400 degrees Fahrenheit for around 25 minutes till they swell up lightly and they get nice and soft and fluffy. To accompany the steamed lemon sponge cake, I'm actually going to make a sauce out of lemon juice and egg. For that, add water into the pan, add sugar, lemon juice, and 1 egg yolk. Egg yolk helps it to bind. It gives a very nice, creamy, rich feel to it. I'm also going to use some lemon. I'm going to put a rind of lemon, not much. I still have half of it left from the previous one. So you get a nice lemon burst into the sauce, along with the oils from the lemon rind and also the lemon juice. Now this has to be cooked on a very low heat. You can see, you got to be careful. Don't put the whites. The whites will make it very bitter. Spoon out all the lovely lemon. Yeah. But before you start cooking it, break down the egg and mix everything together. I'm going to use my spatula, and you have to keep stirring it, but all of this has to be done onto a very low heat. Reduce the heat down and you just cook. So what is happening here is that the sugar is going to melt and mix up with the lemon juice and the water, and the egg is actually going to get cooked, and you will get it like a custard kind of a sauce. The sauce is almost done. I'm just going to literally cook it for another 30 more seconds. Always remember, on a low heat, it'll take a while, but it's well worth it. And after the sauce cools down, it becomes slightly thick. And we're going to serve this sauce and pour it onto the lemon cake at the very last. It's done. I did check the oven. It took almost 40 minutes. So I did make a mistake, but I think I said 25, so I do apologize. Time to actually check it now. Let's take a look. Oh, look at those wonderful beauties. You see how they bubbled up so nicely? Ooh. Well, let's have a look. Nice and clean, just the way it should be. It's got no batter stuck to it. It's very nice. The skewer is clean. That tells me that the steamed lemon cake is ready. I am going to take it off. Now I'm used to working with the heat, so I can use my hands, but please at home use a glove. If you keep it for too long in the water, it will continue cooking and become very hard. We're going to serve it warm, but just going to leave it for 4 to 5 minutes to just settle down slightly. The cakes have rested for a few minutes. I'm going to now demold the cakes from the molds. I'm using a sharp and a thin knife, and all you do is basically loosen up the cake from the edges. So literally run the knife along the edges and just loosen up the cake. It is still warm. If you're finding it hot, you can always use a napkin. Let's see. There we have, look at that. That is such a nice cake. Beautiful. I'm going to put some biscuit crumble. So I've got digestive biscuits, which I have literally crushed just as a base, so that when I put my ice cream, it does not move. Then the sauce on top of the cake. This is the one which has had the egg yolk, sugar, lemon zest. Oh, look at that. And lastly, I'm going to put ice cream. I've got store-bought vanilla ice cream. Just ice cream on top. And one final garnish is going to be lemon zest. Oh, look at that. So there you have it. My simple steamed lemon cake with a lemon infused syrup and vanilla ice cream. Flavorful and delicious. Serve it hot. You can make it and keep them in the fridge a day before. Warm it up in the microwave for 30-40 seconds and serve it when you want to have it. Make sure you try it at home. Make it for your friends, make it for your family, but make sure you leave your comments on the section below. Until next time, enjoy the lemon, happy cooking, and bon appetit.